Here we go. Alright, so for reasons I can't imagine, I've decided to take you guys through Star Trek Klingon Academy. It is as much a sci-fi epic as it is a game, and it's pretty cool, despite being released in like 1999 or something. So, yeah, I'll get back to you after this intro.
General, positive identification of the traitor's cruiser, linking to your tactical display.
Follow my intercept course. Take us around the fiercest fighting, and deliver us near his flank.
Target shows no sign of evasion. General, forward weapons locked and ready.
Fire!
Your shield is down. Forward disruptors. Recharged and locked.
Hold fire. Lower shields.
General, they are beaten. I request the honor of delivering the final death stroke.
Maintain your position aft of their rear shield array until you hear from me directly. I will now bring an end to this charade. Chief Engineer, transport me to the Traitor's Bridge.
I care nothing for the damage to the engines. I want Chang. Shake them off and bring us about, or your head will adorn my...
Kalno, son of Georg. I challenge you under the ancient rites of blood peace. Your officers will bear witness.
Chang, this is not one of your lectures at the Academy. This is a warship of the House of Georg. Your life became my property the moment you beamed aboard. There will be no duel.
Our ancestors settled their differences in this fashion. The rite of blood peace may have fallen out of favor in this decadent age, but it is no less binding today. Or will you flaunt your cowardice in the very presence of your men?
You are a fool, Chang. Chancellor Lorak will fall. His illness weakens him by the hour. Already he is unfit to lead the High Council. Withdraw this challenge. Join me, and I will ensure a proper place for you within my new government.
You cannot avoid my challenge, Kalno. If it is Lorak's fate to be deposed, so be it. I will ensure his successor will be a man of honor, not a cowardly son of Georg.
Where are your famous words of Shakespeare now, Chang? Had you accepted my offer, you would have lived to fight your true enemy. Now you're just a globfly on the road to my ascension.
Poor player. Life's but a walking shadow. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Okay. So as you can see, this game features professional acting. Not just voice acting. It's, Christopher Plummer, the guys who were actually in, I think it was the sixth Star Trek movie, Undiscovered Country. They all make the return. It's actually it's a canonical episode of Star Trek lore that not many people have seen for some reason, I can't imagine. Probably had nothing to do with Interplay going bankrupt 2 months after they released this. Anyway, in this game you play Torlek, Klingon warrior, who has, through a unbelievable amount of hard work, managed to get himself a spot at the Elite Command Academy on the Klingon homeworld. And that's where we start off.
At last, this day has arrived. So many years of training, study, and instruction. Now I, Torlek, son of Rokva, have earned a place in this hall. The honor to my family name alone was worth the struggle. But what will the general think? Will he recognize that I possess the strength to lead my fellow warriors into battle? Will he... He's here.
I officially welcome you to the Klingon Defense Forces Elite Command Academy. You have surpassed your peers to earn a place within this distinguished hall. But I tell you, this is not enough. In the days to come, you will be tested well beyond your current limitations. Most of you will fail, and failure will mean your immediate dismissal from this institution. Past achievements mean nothing here. I am not interested in the names of your fathers, nor of your family's lineage. What I am interested in is your breaking point. How will you conduct yourselves in battle? How far will you go to preserve your honor and fulfill your duty? These are simple questions that will decide the fate of our empire. One day there will be a war with our true enemy, the Federation. There are those who disagree, but it will happen. Before that day arrives, your role within this great conflict must be determined. This academy was conceived to create the very finest warship commanders in the galaxy. Those few of you who succeed will be granted immediate command of a warship. For those who do not, there will be no disgrace. Whatever becomes of you, either at this academy or beyond, never forget, you are all Klingon warriors. Klingon warriors. I have placed a challenge before you. Let us conclude this address and begin the trials.
So, as you can probably tell, there is a enormous amount of cutscenes in this game. As I say, it's just as much movie as video game. Do I wish to start the training mission? Hell no. Trial by fire.
What a fine collection of warriors. So eager for battle. Are you prepared to destroy your enemy? Really? Today, you will fire the first shots in a campaign that will lead to the destruction of the Federation. This campaign is not real, but I assure you it will be worse than real. If you can defeat them in my simulated trials, you will be able to defeat them anywhere, at any time. I believe you know when an enemy intends you harm, but are you truly prepared? Have you meticulously observed your enemy? Have you discerned his weaknesses, appraised his strengths, discovered his greatest hopes and fears? To know your enemy is to defeat him before you have faced him. Do not wait until you meet in the coldness of space, for space is the harshest instructor. In any future conflict, the Federation expects a coordinated assault by the Klingon and Romulan empires. They expect us to seize territory along the border, then entrench ourselves for a protracted conflict. Therefore, we will do no such thing. We will begin by creating a breach in the infamous neutral zone. Your task, as part of the Gorcha Group 1, will be to pave the way for our heavy strike forces. Over the years, Starfleet has installed powerful sensor probe nets along their side of the neutral zone to monitor our movements, while a cloaked vessel is extremely difficult to detect under normal conditions. It can be traced at short range by a sufficiently powerful probe net. We must destroy their probe nets without alerting Starfleet before our strike groups can cross the neutral zone. Jamming cruisers will be positioned along the probe net in the Targa sector. Once these are in place and all communications jammed, you will destroy the sensor probes and their monitoring stations. Now, make your approach. Under cloak. The element of surprise must be maintained. Good hunting.
Sir, Commander Thokmok is hailing the fleet.
Open channel.
I am Instructor Thokmok, and it is I who will evaluate your performance within these trials. It is my duty to recommend your advancement when you have earned it, or to seek your dismissal if you have failed. Do not confuse me with my famous brother, Colonel Worf, the Imperial Arbiter for the High Council. I am not here to speak for you or to defend you. I am here to help General Chang test you beyond your breaking point. Now that you know this, we will begin. In this mission, cadets, you are responsible for creating a breach in the Federation probe net along the neutral zone. You must destroy the monitoring stations in your assigned systems and several of their sensor probes. The element of surprise is crucial. Jamming cruisers have been ordered to disrupt enemy communications within each targeted system. Approach your targets while cloaked. Your assigned jamming cruiser will signal you for when to commence the attack. After your targets are destroyed, remain with your assigned jamming cruiser until it warps out. May honor guide you, cadets. Cloak your vessels and proceed to the Federation border. Thokmok out.
Captain, we have received our assignment. We are to hit the Beta Ceti monitoring station and its probe net.
So there's our immediate commander, Commander Worf. Worf is in basically every Star Trek game. Apparently it wouldn't be Star Trek without Worf, even though Worf, the timing... This takes place like 80 years before Worf is born, but that doesn't matter. Worf's here anyway. Anyway, so this is the actual game screen. This is the first-person view. There's also third-person and free camera. As General Chang may have intimated, if you fail in this academy, you're immediately dismissed. But we're going to up the ante here and set difficulty to full and improve the game speed a little bit. And then make sure that these controls make some modicum of sense. Cool. Alright. So, when you're in command of a starship, generally the most important thing
Engage
is
allocation.
power. You need power to run basically all your systems. Like, 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 power to run basically life support, weapons, shields, things that make you not die, things that make other things die, things that make you move. So, we use
Helm,
things
you have
called
the com.
power macros. You can mess with them here at the engineering screen, and also blow up your own ship,
Safety lock disabled.
and panic your officers. They have a bunch of standard ones like battle standard, battle offensive, blah blah blah. Anyway, we are probably not going to wage much war from inside Klingon borders, so we're going to need warp power.
Captain has taken
Warp
the com.
engines take you between systems, whereas impulse engines are used for combat between ships. And we're off. Got this sweet little diagram. Some of the textures, you know, they're looking a little bit dated at this point, but it is what it is. So,
We have arrived in the Beta Ceti system
we
undetected,
need
sir.
to maintain the element of surprise. So,
Engage power
I'm going to
allocation.
engage
At
power
once, sir.
allocation stealth. Weapons are armed, but we remain cloaked. Now, the faster you go at impulse, the more likely you're going to be detected,
The Huye Gong has begun jamming the system,
which is
sir.
important
We are clear to proceed with our attack.
because there are a fuck ton of turrets and mines in our immediate vicinity, which it might not be fun to get blown up by. Our target
Lock target.
is
Right
this
away,
monitoring
sir.
station, NZ027. As you can see, mission objectives are along the left, middle left, and then there is a frame for your own ship in the bottom left, and a frame for your current target in the bottom right. Distances are measured in kilocams, K, which means whatever the fuck the developers want it to mean. So it makes no real sense, just roll with it. Along the bottom are various orders you can give to your crew, so like Chief Engineer, Helmsman, Comm, Security, Medical, blah blah blah. They come up in battle fairly often. Like, if, for example, if I press 2 for Helmsman in the bottom left, a number of different orders, and then sub-menus come up. So the amount of actual control you have over your warship is pretty intense. These guys appear to have detected us, so it is time to kick ass.
Disengage cloak.
We've got disruptors, which are on either wing. They're a pretty pansy weapon for the most part. We also have a torpedo launcher, slightly less pansy. The first ship you start off with is this little bird of prey. It's kind of pathetic as
Beta Ceti monitoring
capital
station
ships go.
has been destroyed, sir.
But as the game goes on, you're going to get actual capital ships that have weapons all around, not just front. So you actually have some chance in a tactical engagement.
Lock target.
The nebula
Captain,
you see in the distance,
a Federation
you can also enter
starship
and
has
actually
entered
fight
the
in,
system.
and it will dramatically alter the way combat works, which is pretty cool on the whole. There's a lot to this game, as I think you'll find out. So, a Federation starship has entered the system. Probably not a good idea to let them leave.
Target warp engines.
We're going to target their warp engines, mainly because warp engines provide 45% of a ship's power. So if you cut out their engines, their warp engines, they're going to have no power for shields, for weapons, for engines, for sensors, or for electronic countermeasures, ECM. And ECM basically makes weapons wildly inaccurate.
Engage power allocation. At once, sir.
For example, if that ship had no ECM, all of their shots would actually be hitting them instead of some of them missing. So it's kind of a thing.
Emergency turn.
251 is a very useful little technique called emergency turn. But it has I think it's a 10% chance of throwing your ship wildly off course, so best not overused. I like how my engines appear to be like a rectangle. That's pretty cool. Now, the enemy captains in this game tend to think of it as an interstellar demolition derby, and have absolutely no problem ramming into you. Ramming hurts a lot when two big-ass ships run into each other. I mean, not that our ship is hugely big-ass right now, but, yeah, like that. I guess I couldn't tail him forever. Jesus Christ. It's also important to watch your opponent's speed, because they also have a tendency to hit emergency reverse and try to back up into you when you're tailing them closely. Combat, as you can probably tell, is not the speediest of affairs. It's not like pansy-ass little fighter jets or whatever that blow up when you touch them. Starships tend to actually have armor and shields, and people on board tend to repair the ships for some reason. And combat, you know, it takes a while. Especially on the higher difficulties, where the opposing captains suddenly figure out, hey, maybe I should assign repair crews. That'd be a good idea right there.
Execute repair.
Like that. You can either do it through the bottom menus, which is a quick way, and there's also an actual like damage control console you can go to, like this,
Helm, you have the con.
and totally mess with the inner workings of it.
Captain has taken the con.
Probably not a thing right now, since this guy doesn't seem too keen to actually shoot us too much. He has a torpedo launcher as well, but you'd never know it.
Emergency stop.
Asshole tried to ram me. Wow. I'm pretty much the worst gunman in the entire universe right now.
Switch target mode.
You can also switch between auto and manual targeting. Auto tries to predict where the enemy's going to be and fire there, but that doesn't work too well if they're performing erratic maneuvers like this guy's actually pretty good at. Dear. Apparently neither of us can actually aim, but the disruptors are pretty effective generally against these small ships and just whittling them down with really accurate fire. I like the dramatic opera we've got going here for these two useless ships slowly trying to harm each other. Like I say, you can see the range in the bottom right. Like for example, he's at 3,000 kilocams and climbing. Just FYI, disruptors are at 15,000 range and torpedoes are 10,000. So weapons range is actually pretty close. Personal, in extreme danger of bumper cars occurring. I've almost got this guy's warp engines down though. Right until a system is actually at 0 though, it can still be repaired. So I need to actually destroy it before it will really be any permanent damage. There we go. So basically at this point, he's really deprived of power, which is, you have 100% total, and then the way your ship measures it is just in percents. So for example, if I go for a power report,
Power report.
on the left side you see like 35% is just on impulse engines, 20% is to power the torpedoes, and so on. One of the neat things this game also pioneered, like you can probably see here, is just how the ships have a damage map. So as you shoot pieces of them, they will blow up and fall off or get blown off, and it's pretty neat actually. Really brings you into the game a bit more, I feel.
Captain has taken the con.
Our captain's very indecisive, apparently. This guy is going to probably try to suicidally ram me since he knows he's losing. But I'm going to endeavor to avoid that. Ow.
Half shield is
I
down.
liked my app shields.
Engage cloak.
When you cloak, and only Klingon and Romulan ships can do this, you have to drop all your shields, but you gain an extremely large amount of ECM, so it's really hard to actually hit you. Mind you, your opponent doesn't see what you're seeing right here, they just see like a shimmer. But, like stealth, and I'm sure a billion games you've probably seen.
Disengage cloak.
Right away, sir.
Let's see if Dickbag here tries to ram me. Oh, yes he will.
Emergency turn.
Right away.
Playing with fire here, but whatever. Once you get to actual, like, real warships, you'll find gameplay also gets a bit more tactical, just because you can, you have weapons all over your ship. So, for example, you can keep firing at them whether you're they're behind you or not, and so on. It's pretty neat. You can probably tell, like in the displays on the bottom left and right, the shields regenerate over time. My god. Apparently this asshole actually learned to drive in the last 2 minutes. And it also probably has something to do with my being incredibly paranoid he's gonna ram my ass. Let's just die. You'll also notice, in addition to like systems in the tactical readouts, there's also a crew. Now, as crew become injured, basically all your systems are going to perform less optimally. Your weapons will fire slower, you'll repair stuff slower, your engines will not be quite as good or responsive. There we go. Nice.
Sir, enemy resistance has been eliminated.
Engage close.
Right away, sir.
Now, we ended up a pretty fair distance from the probes we're actually supposed to be blowing up right now, so I'm going to utilize warp engines.
Engage warp drive.
Also, as I mentioned with crew, you have two types of crew. You have soldiers, or marines rather, and your regular crew. So for example, if we go to the medical screen, or sick bay rather, we have 12 crew on active duty and 5 marines. Like I say, we're kind of a tiny little pansy-ass escort vessel, but you got to start somewhere, right? To scan an opponent, which is actually what we're supposed to do as part of the mission objectives here, 6-6.
The control probe for this cluster has been identified, Captain.
You get a fair amount of detailed information.
Lock
And
target.
we just need to wipe out the prime control probes and all these clusters. And we're, oh my god. Totally safe.
Lock target.
Ow. Okay. Maybe not the safest plan, but I think we'll be okay.
This sensor group has been disabled, Captain.
Ventral shield is down 50%.
I'll panic my officers a bit, but that's it.
Ventral shield is buckled.
We'll be okay.
This sensor group has been disabled, Captain.
Lock target. Boost.
Boost our ECM just to mess with their accuracy. Maybe that'll help a bit.
This sensor group has been disabled, Captain.
Dorsal shield is
What am I
down.
missing? Prime.
Starboard
Where are
shield
you?
is down.
Ha!
Forward shield is down.
Before we get totally destroyed here.
Execute repair pattern.
At once, sir.
Nice.
This sensor group has been disabled, Captain. The Federation probe net has been disabled, sir. Mission objective complete.
Perfect. Challenge Worf to find fault with that mission. But that's basically just an intro. Now the war is going to actually begin, and there'll be a slightly more large-scale conflicts, I would say, on the whole. Debrief.
You succeeded in completing your objectives quickly and efficiently.
Thanks, Worf.
Good work. Let us see how well
Good
you
work,
do now
Commander.
reward.
Let's save our game here. Yes, I wish to overwrite. I wish to lock up the game, because I dared to save, apparently. Oh, Lord. Nice. Okay. My crew is green. We're a bunch of newbies. Anyway. It's time for another lesson from General Chang.
You have all known since childhood the symbol of our empire. It has been called many names throughout the ages. Perhaps the least understood is the Heart of Virtue, or Tik Gop in the ancient tongue. The Heart of Virtue originated from an archaic weapon favored by Kalis, the Unforgettable. It is said he chose this as the symbol of his house and later the Empire because of the weapon's unequaled balance. Yet this is inaccurate. Kalis chose it because each of the 3 blades represents those virtues that are the very foundation of every true warrior. Honor, loyalty, and duty, each in perfect balance. Of these three, duty is the first virtue. It is the beginning and the end of the warrior's path. Without duty, a warrior becomes the slave of vainglory and reckless self-interest. No true warrior could ever tolerate these vices, neither in his comrades nor in himself. With the loss of their sensor probe net, we can now destroy Federation bases and outposts, rendering them incapable of mounting an immediate counterstrike. Surprise is crucial. Starfleet must not learn of the forthcoming assault on their bases until it is too late. We will continue to use our jamming cruisers to stifle their cries for help, but it is your task to destroy any vessel that can warn Starfleet. Should you encounter superior enemy forces, do not engage them alone, but call in assistance from any nearby commanders. I will tolerate no glory-seeking that jeopardizes our initiative. Remember this: glory is like a circle in the water, which never ceases to enlarge itself, till by broad spreading it disperses to naught. The true warrior never seeks glory. Glory always finds him. Kapla.
Kapla. It's victory, if you're wondering. If you're not some sort of Star Trek nerd.
Sir,
I like
we
the
are
little
being hailed
fuel
by
thing.
Commander Thokmak.
Open channel.
You are to sweep and clear the Regas
the
and
planet
the Taxia
textures.
systems, destroying all Federation forces encountered. Other ships will be in the area. Call when you need assistance. Now, proceed under cloak to the first objective.
1999 is
Thokmak out.
maybe not well known for super high res. That said, the task lies before us, and we're still in our
Coordinates
shipmobile.
have been received. Course laid in, sir.
Let's do it. So speaking of Star Trek
Engage
nerds,
power allocation.
if you're not
At
aware
once,
of
sir.
who we're fighting here, the Federation, it's humans. Their homeworld is Earth. So we are ravening aliens trying
Lock
to kill all
target.
humans, which generally I find to be a very approvable, place to be in a game. Something over there is unknown, so we are going to boost our sensors. 6, 2, 5.
Boost sensors.
And try to pick these guys up.
Sensors have revealed additional information.
An Akula-class destroyer. Now, in military terms, an escort vessel is considerably smaller and weaker than a destroyer, which means that we need help.
I have the nearest ship, an Insurrection-class destroyer, the Brute Wehek, on subspace.
This is IKS Koopfest, requesting assistance to eliminate an enemy destroyer.
We are en route to assist you. Do not engage until we arrive. We have out.
We have friends.
Engage power allocation.
At once, sir.
On the whole, generally a good thing. Presumably they're protecting whatever the hell this satellite is. FPC J625.
Scan target.
Sensors have revealed
High
additional
power probe.
information.
All life forms
We are
detected.
being hailed by the Brute Wehek.
Open channel.
Oh shit,
This
it's on.
is the Utwehek responding to your call for assistance. Together we will humble this bloodless cloud.
So,
Lock target.
I think our
Right
main
away,
job here
target warp
is to take
engines.
pot shots and
away,
not get
sir.
totally murdered. This is several times outside our class, so an escort's the smallest military-grade ship. From there you go to frigate, and then destroyer. So, 2 classes up. That said, we're not really all that close. So we can try to figure out what our buddies are doing here. Apparently cloaking and running away. Oh, there we go. Do something useful, asshole. They are also a destroyer. So in
Lock
theory,
target.
we have the advantage here. Operation Don't Get Murdered.
Engage cloak.
Now, what that is basically going to mean is a slightly more subtle form of combat than we just had. Basically, once this guy gets us in the sight of his guns, we die. And that is somewhat contrary to our mission objectives, believe it or not.
Disengage cloak.
So we are going to take pot shots at his shields.
Engage cloak.
Notice that our opponent, at least, gets weapons not just from the front arc, which is a pretty significant advantage in pressure and keeping your opponent diverting power to at least his shields and damage control mechanisms.
Disengage cloak.
Right away, sir.
I like how the phasers are like coming out of midair there. Right now, we are succeeding in being very annoying. I call that a success. But the moment this guy actually turns at us, it's probably a good time to run the fuck away. As before, we're targeting warp engines just to try to apply pressure to their power systems. They're on fire. I generally find that's the most effective way to do it. Whereas if you try to target their weapons, it doesn't present much of a target. Because as you can probably see, warp nacelles are pretty large, generally. Ow. Okay, that was not what I wanted to do.
Engage cloak.
Now who's playing bumper cars? Apparently everyone, even the Butuihak, wants to get in on the fun. When you get into a collision, though, your internal systems can take damage. So if we do a damage report,
Damage report.
At once,
our
sir.
cloaking device is at 70%. Repair. Some systems perform less optimally as they take damage. Cloak isn't one of them. It's either off or on.
Disengage cloak.
Ow.
Right away, sir.
Nice.
Oh, I won't see it.
So the problem with their rear weapons
Engage
is that it
cloak.
kind of forces us to, oh my god, fuck off, by applying pressure. Now we just took a bunch of engine damage, so Jesus Christ. I think we're okay. But yeah, so one thing you can do to try to get your shields back in order, shields do recharge while you're cloaked, even though they're not up. You can apply more power to your shields, like individual facings.
Boost shields.
So we boost forward shields like that. He just says boost shields no matter what you pick, but it does actually matter. Not only does that make them recharge a hell of a lot faster, it does reduce damage they take by I think 20% at max power, so it's an effective technique. This guy is in a deep amount of trouble with no warp engines,
Disengage cloak.
so we should probably close in for the kill here.
Oh, I won't see it.
Engage cloak.
Right away, sir.
Incidentally, it's given us a great opportunity to show off the damage control screen.
Helm, you have
So
the time.
basically, the idea here is there's some things that are a little bit more priority than others. And repair work takes a while, you know, right? Sending people out to weld the frickin' hull or whatever. So what we can do is prioritize what we need repaired. So damage control is on basically minimal power right now, which means repairs take a long-ass time. But repair crews going to our cloaking device, not hugely important. Repair crews going to our hull, a little bit more important, or our engines. That said, I think we'll be okay.
Boost power to damage control.
Notice that we're not getting any interference, generally, as much on our sensors in the bottom right, which means that because of the damage we did to their warp engines, they aren't able to scramble our scans as effectively. Also, when a ship doesn't have a whole lot of power, it can be an effective tactic just to board them with your transporters and send Marines to either capture or do bad things to their ship.
Helm,
And that's done here at the security screen. But we have 5 Marines,
Captain has taken the con.
which is maybe
Science officer,
not the
activate
best thing
scanner.
to take on their 30. But in other situations, it'll actually be useful. Also, since our impulse engines took a bunch of damage from their torpedo, we have less power, which means that we are, in general, a lot less effective in combat. So it works both ways. Okay.
Engage power allocation.
At once, sir. Forward shield is buckling.
Forward shield.
Shield.
Piece of shit. Wish our buddy here would actually care to do anything. That'd be nice. It's cool, totally got this. Don't need shields. Various other systems. Not good. That is a huge problem.
Shield is down. Dorsal shield is down.
So that is what is called a tractor beam. Something that large ships can do very effectively to small ships to pin them in place. Like that, where we are getting murdered. So we kind of have to rely on our friend here, exactly, to break us out. Basically, when a small ship gets tractored by a large ship, you're not gonna have enough power to actually break it. So if no one comes to your aid, you're screwed. Which is why it's gotta be a little bit careful when you're engaging ships way out of your class. Like even in this case, when they're severely damaged. So,
Engage power allocation.
still,
At once, sir.
need to do our bit here. I like how they're firing their phasers out of that part of the ship that doesn't even exist. Hey buddy, thanks for joining us. That's what I'm talking about.
Helm, take evasive maneuver.
Also, one thing you can do is tell your helmsman to take over for you. And he has a number of orders, like right now, evasive maneuvers, get us the hell out of there. But also, like, pursue target and maintain course.
Engage cloak. Engage power allocation. Quarter impulse.
So,
Execute repair path.
we
Helm,
probably
you
need
have the
to
con.
repair a little bit. Notice that when you have your damage control set to not totally useless levels, your repairs get a little bit faster, like 2 minutes, 4 minutes, instead of several hours. Mind you, when pieces of your ship get blown off, you won't be able to go back to 100% for obvious reasons.
Captain has taken the con.
Scan target.
Incoming scan.
Nice. One other little thing about tractor beams is that when two ships are linked by a tractor beam, they fire reduced accuracy at each other.
Engage power allocation.
But for other ships in the area, like us, accuracy is actually improved. This looks promising on the whole. I say accuracy is improved, and then my gunners do that bullshit. Oh lord. Nice.
once, sir.
You can see in the bottom right, the computer is very indecisive sometimes and likes to randomly switch between powering the ECM and not, which leads to interesting things.
Emergency turn. Deactivate transport.
You know, officer, I think this is going a little bit better than you give me credit for. You can see their decks inside. Having a very bad day. Yeah, whatever. We have apparently the worst weapons in the universe, so can't take this thing down from 2% home. But, whatever.
All enemy warships have been destroyed, sir.
Okay. Let's get away from the Hulk before it
Coordinates
explodes.
have been receiving a general distress call from the Hoop. The signal is weak, but I have it.
Distress.
Open channel.
Protect Josh and any friendly vessels. We are under heavy attack from a Federation light cruiser. Our present location is in the Piachi system. Request immediate assistance.
Sir, we are receiving a coded transmission from the Boot we Heck. Patching it in now, sir.
Cadet Torlek, we have received Zajek's message and are responding. Are you with us?
Of course. Duty to a comrade.
Yes, we will proceed to the Piachi system immediately.
Very good. Now that the prey has been flushed out, the hunt begins. Voot we heck out.
Klingons are so poetic. Anyway.
Engage
There's something
power
a little
allocation.
bit different here.
All stop.
I'm gonna engage our repair systems before we start warping, because as you can probably tell, our ship is not doing so well. Anyway. Let's go help Cadet Zajek. I mean, after all, we called for help and someone helped us, right? So it's only fair. Right. Check out this sweet asteroid belt.
Engage power allocation.
Yeah. Anyway, a light cruiser.
Engage warp
So,
drive.
a light cruiser is right above destroyer, so we're facing increasingly powerful enemies here that will totally annihilate us given the chance. But we have the Hoop.
I have a Hoop on subspace, sir.
Goofus, you've arrived just in time. Strike now while I have this little rock present nail.
His transmission has been cut off, sir.
Right. And we also have our buddy.
I have a Boot we Heck on subspace.
Onward to glorious battle, Torlek.
Oh
We
yeah.
heck out.
Channel closed, sir.
Lock target.
Right away, sir.
I'm just using the comm thing here to do that, but you can also do it manually,
Helm,
like from
you have
the
the
comm
comm.
screen here.
No response, sir.
For some reason, the humans don't want to talk to us. I can't imagine why. Now, asteroid belts are a actual stellar terrain, so combat works a little bit differently in them. One, if you run into a big rock, you die. But that said, you get slight distortions in your sensors while inside. Just apparently from whatever's inside the asteroids. I don't know. It manifests in accuracy and in a little static on your screen. Now, while our ship is a tiny piece of crap, it does have the advantage of being extremely maneuverable. So if we can lure the light cruiser here actually into the asteroid field, we might be able to have them hit a rock. But we'll see.
Lock target. Target
Now,
sensors.
the Miranda class, which some of you may remember from Wrath of Khan, has a particular weakness in its design. Basically, its sensors are extremely vulnerable, and if you can get past the shields, their dorsal shields specifically, they tend to explode when touched. Alright, so if we take advantage of our stealth to maneuver ourselves into position like so,
Engage power allocation.
and totally miss because they have ECM. Awesome. Ow. Okay. So they found their reverse button. Also, ow. This rock will help us. Aw, yeah. Oh dear. Ow.
We are receiving reports of
Let's poke. So yeah, that tends to be the result when an escort tries to attack a light cruiser. That said,
Disengage
got
close.
this shit.
Right away.
Execute repair path.
At once, sir.
Fucking rocks in the way. Almost.
Is down.
Jesus.
Emergency turn. Helm, take evasive maneuver.
This qualifies for worst idea. Be nice if our buddies would help us out, hey? No, the Vutu Heck's busy getting blown up by rocks. Fucking idiots.
Lock target.
Well, if the Vutu Heck loves getting blown up by rocks, maybe USS Tiananmen so does.
Target scan.
Let's see. This is what I like to call a cunning plan. Require a little bit of maneuvering.
Disengage cloak.
Right away, sir.
We certainly want them to know where we are, if we are to lure them after us. In the meantime,
Engage power out. Disengage cloak.
we can maybe repair our ship.
Health impulse. Medical emergency.
By your command.
Power report.
At once, sir.
Exactly.
Execute repair path.
At once, sir.
Oh, Jesus. Oh no, our fucking friend finally showed up and lured them away. Thanks, buddy. Real helpful right there. Ah, well.
Engage cloak. Casualty report.
By your command.
So, yeah, I would say crew at 66% is a very bad thing, since, you know, our weapons will fire at only 2/3 of normal rates. That's a problem. And our buddy here is doing whatever the hell he wants to do.
Engage power allocation.
At once, sir.
Engage power allocation.
Alright. With the fire. Ow. Still, we can get a few hits in on their sensors. Should be in good shape. But that's easier said than done. Bad for our heroes.
Something reported across all decks.
Yeah, well, sucks for them. Nice. Not so nice. Maybe so nice? I'm not really sure yet. Jesus. Nice. Like a mouse. Oh god, those are rocks. Turn around. Totally got this shit. Nice!
Engage cloak.
So as I say, they have a little bit of a vulnerability in their
all weapons.
sensors. If you
Right
notice
away,
them
sir.
going from 94% to 0. They're also vulnerable in their torpedo launchers. So while the Miranda is pretty heavily armed for a light cruiser, it has some slight design flaws you can take advantage of. Especially when a kindly destroyer ally is pounding on them for you.
Disengage cloak. Emergency reverse.
Right away, sir.
Ow. You could aim, that might help. If they would stop moving, that might help too. Still,
Shield is down.
we can take out their torpedo launchers. We're probably in pretty good shape, to be honest. Nice. Not so nice.
Dorsal shield is down.
This was just so damn panicky. Oh, look at this glory hog coming to steal our kill.
Switch target mode.
You would.
Right away, sir.
All enemy warships have been
Well, then.
destroyed, sir.
Sir, the Duke is hailing us.
On screen.
You have spared me a failure that would have meant my dismissal from this academy. Our paths have never crossed before, friend. But I owe you a debt of honor, and I will repay it. The Eodok will be satisfied.
A friend. Well then,
We are being
I'd say that's a pretty good start.
sir.
Open channel.
Coordinates have been received. Course laid in, sir.
This has been a joyous kill, Cadet Warlick. I must go now to provide assistance in the passport system. But I look forward to hunting with you again. Kapla!
Engage
nice.
power allocation.
Well, that was a little bit more exciting, but I think everything went pretty swimmingly on the whole. Not that hard-ass Worf won't find fault with it anyway, but, you know. As good as to be expected, I would say. Looks like a new starbase got rocked. Yep.
Sir,
Right.
we are being hailed by Commander Thokmak. Open channel.
Your mission is over, Cadet.
I only got half my crew killed, too.
Casualty report.
By your
Helm, you have the con.
Captain has taken the con.
Which is probably not going to help me as far as becoming not green. Basically, the more your crew actually survive a mission, the more become actually experienced. So, oops.
You
Anyway.
came to the aid of your fellow warriors when requested of you. The risk that Starfleet will become aware of our invasion has been minimized, thanks in large measure to your diligence. You have shown good judgment. You called for assistance only when it was required. You have done well, Cadet. Overall, the mission was a success. Now, report to General Chang's office.
Alright, well I'm going to leave it off there. But, yeah. The war has begun. And Captain Torlek, or Cadet Torlek for now, his career is, I'd say it's off to a good start on the whole. Basically, as we continue, they're going to up the ante, and you'll see fleets of warships. You'll actually be in command of a number of vessels, and engagements featuring, 10, 20 warships, which is, it's pretty fun. And I will be happy to show you that next time. Take care.